The structural frame is embodied by the idea of a factory or machine. The leader is seen as a social architect, and they must aim to align the structure of the organisation to the context it exists in. Rules, policies, goals, technology, and the environment are the key factors that influence this framework. Bowman and Deal argue that the structural frame can be explained through 6 basic assumptions. They emphasize the importance of adapting the structure around the context of the organisation, as well as the positive impact of a well-adapted structure on an organisation. Rationality is seen as crucial, and the need to readjust the structure when the context changes is also highlighted. Key authors in this field, Robbins and Barnwell, postulate that there are 3 key characteristics one should use to describe an organisation. The first they discuss is complexity, referring to the extent of differentiation within an organisation. An organisation is more complex horizontally if it has a greater number of occupations or roles within it, and vertically it is more complex with increased layers of management. With over 30,000 employees, a vast range of different roles, and a tall hierarchy, NAB certainly has a complex structure. The second is formalisation. Formalisation deals with the standardisation of roles and procedures in an organisation. Consistency is key in highly formalised jobs, allowing employees very little discretion. This is true for NAB. Customers and government expect banks to have many rules and policies in place to ensure their finances are correctly controlled. Centralisation is the third descriptor outlined. It relates to the dispersion of decision making in an organisation. Highly centralised organisations allow only top management to make decisions, while in decentralised organisations, lower level employees can make decisions. NAB is an example of a highly centralised organisation. There are strict lines of business, and only the highest level of employees are making decisions. Key academic Henry Mintzberg supported the idea of the basic parts of an organisation and their influence on structural configuration. NAB is an example of a machine bureaucracy. This is due to the high level of impact that government policy and legislation has on the business. They control many of the procedures banks must follow. Standardisation of work and output is crucial to the running of a bank. Roles are grouped by their function within the bank. In contrast to NAB, Whole Foods, the multinational organic grocer based in the US and the UK, has a very different configuration. They are viewed as a divisional form. Key features of this structure are divisions seen as separate companies and the head office seen as the strategic apex for the whole company. Whole Foods embodies this as each region and even each store acts with a higher degree of independency. Whole Foods is a positive example of the significance self-managed teams can have on business operations, performance, and customer satisfaction. Each store is run by 8 to 10 self-managed teams, with teams looking after different sections like bakery, fresh produce, meat, etc. Store leaders are on a team with others in their region, and regional leaders are on teams as well. Employees are called team members, and they have the decision-making power to decide what to order, pricing, promotions, and even the store layout. They are also heavily involved in the hiring process. Whole Foods continuously lands on Fortune's 100 Best Companies to Work For, and was sold to Amazon for $13.7 billion in 2017. This structural decision at Whole Foods highlights the fact that workers often know their job best, and self-managed teams are a way to best access this knowledge. The structure of an organisation should be moulded in response to its environment. Sometimes this context changes. This forces an organisation to consider restructuring. Changes that put this kind of pressure on a business include those related to the environment, technological advancement, growth within the organisation, and leadership shifts. A restructure is not a willing action. It is risky and expensive. As a consequence, it is usually a reaction to one or more of these changes in context. An example of organisational restructure can be seen in the recent redundancies at NAB Bank. This was coupled with the creation of 2,000 new digital positions. In this ever-changing technological society that we live in, NAB has had to engage in costly restructures to stay competitive.